Hello everyone, Zelerant here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Etheria Restart in another character. This is going to be my favorite character overall aesthetically. Just know that this is all subject to change as this is from the prior beta, and these are going to be changed and balanced based upon once we get the next final test, as well as release, which should be coming hopefully up here soon. But one of the big things I think that's a good advantage of looking at them now is even though they are subject to change and will get balances built into them, it's going to give you a good idea of their niche and what they kind of do when it comes to picking which characters you might want to play when the release comes out. And this character is actually going to be my favorite character in the game based on everything I've seen so far. Now, the first one I looked at is Tiamat, who I think is going to be probably the most popular if her kit stays very similar in terms of what it is. But the character here is my favorite one overall, and the one I may want to target on release. We'll kind of have to see. She may be the one I re-roll for, so I can get both her and Tiamat, but that is going to be Hoyan. Hoyan has a big downside, but a lot of upside, especially if depending on the type of player you are. Now, Tiamat, when we looked at her, was an overall great character. She's going to be great in campaign. She's also going to be great in PvP. Hoyan's going to be a little bit different. Campaign, I can tell when I look at her kit, she's going to be terrible for your campaign progress in that PvE side of things based on everything she does in her kit. But in her kit, oh my god, is she going to be great for PvP because she can put the other team in a pickle and she can change the tide of PvP even if you're losing. But let's go ahead and just take a look at her kit to kind of get the idea of what I'm saying here. So her main attack here, or basically her auto attack, is called, it's a heal block one. It's fairly simple on this. This has the 0 turn cooldown, so if you don't have anything else available to use, this is what you're going to be using. But Hoyan strikes swiftly, dealing 2 instances of 130% damage to a single enemy. Each attack having a 25% chance to inflict anti-heal for 2 turns. And anti-heal basically means they cannot heal. Like I said, this isn't going to be as important in PvP because I haven't run into it, at least on PvE at this point, where they're healing the enemies healing themselves, at least to an extent that's going to matter. But on PvP, healing is going to be, I think, key in keeping certain people alive. And if you can get this to trigger on somebody where they can't heal for 2 turns, you can probably focus fire that character down now and get rid of them, basically kill them because now they can't heal. And then you can basically have her alternate between other people. So right there, just her auto attack. Now 25% is quite difficult, but it's 25% 2 times. So you have 2 chances to get a 25%. So it's not exactly 25%. It's actually a little bit better there, closer to 50%. Not exactly 50%, but closer to that. So pretty good attack here overall. That one's going to be important, but what her key is between these next two because they kind of work together. So we'll look at part of this one here, which is this Disillusion. After we read the first half of this one, we'll look at the other skill, and you'll see why here in a second. So Dissolution is pain is the perception of existence. When Hoyan is about to be defeated, immediately restore 60% max HP. So when she's about to die, basically, she immediately heals herself up 60% max HP and then uses Execution Right, which is her other skill here. So we're going to now take a look at that other skill. So if she's about to die, she's going to use this skill right here. This is a Defense Breach, 3-turn cooldown on this one. This is an order not to be defied. Hoyan consumes 50% max current HP. So she's going to consume a lot of her HP. Not only did she just take a very heavy hit and barely keep herself alive, she now consumes a bunch of HP to do this attack and deals 480% damage to a single enemy, ignoring 6.5% defense for every 10% max HP lost. Now, this one's a little bit tricky here, but I'm going to guess this is tied into her passive here as well, where she's about to be defeated. So not only do you get the 50%, which is basically 5 times 6.5 here, or what is that? 32.5%. But you're going to now have an additional 10%, I'm going to guess, based on the damage she took that triggered this passive. So you can I'm guessing you can get maybe even up to like 50 or 60% defense reduction with this skill based on how it reads. I don't have her on the game, so I haven't been able to test her at all at this point. That'll be something we do actually on release, where I will actually start testing these characters in PvP and PvE. But overall, this is going to be a massive amount of damage this attack's going to do to whoever went to kill her, which usually the characters that are going to be the ones trying to kill are going to be the DPSs, which are hopefully a little bit more squishy. So she can do a lot of damage to them. But then you have the second part of her passive here, though, which this passive does have a 4-turn cooldown, so every 4 turns she can do this, which is really nice. But then you have the second part. When Hoyan defeats an enemy target, she will revive a fallen ally. So now she can heal. She can bring back an ally back to life that was defeated as she kills. So not only do you kill someone from the other team, you bring back someone on your own team. And they get revived with the amount of HP lost, or the target's HP lost. Well, she's doing a massive hit with this skill. So now she can actually bring them back with probably a ton of health, because she's going to do a massive hit with that attack there. And then each time, after that, and then each time the passive effect is triggered, Hoyan will gain 1 stack of Fleeting Glance, which is this up here, which is a 40% buff to her attack. And it can stack up to 3 times. And so this is pretty massive. And I missed the last part in here. The person she kills cannot be revived. So not only does she kill the guy, she revives your own team member and then prevents the person she just killed from being revived themselves. So quite massive. That's her entire kit. It's fairly simple. You're basically going to be doing this auto attack to put anti-heal on the other team. And hopefully this, to me, the plan would be to put it maybe on the person that you think is going to go to try and kill her, so that you can now prevent them from being healed. Then you can go in when they attack her, come in and do a nuke to them, hopefully kill them. And then if you have a dead teammate, bring them back to life and now prevent them from coming back. So she is a high risk, high reward type PvP. She's going to be very hard to fight against, because you're kind of in a dilemma with fighting her. If you go for her immediately and try and kill her right off the bat, you're going to trigger her nuke. She's going to nuke whoever attacked her. Now, you may say, well, it's better to try and kill her first, because if she kills somebody and there's no one dead on the other team, there's no one for her to revive, so you don't get to take advantage of that. But she's still going to prevent that team member from being revived themselves if they get killed from her. But then you have the situation of, well, if you leave her to be the last one to kill, then she's just going to be preventing your team. Like, she's just going to be attacking all your team members and preventing them from being healed. And so someone like Tiamat, who has like heal over times that she's putting on your team, or you have like a dedicated healer, whoever gets that anti-heal is going to almost certainly be focused by the other team. So she gets that anti-heal, and then all the other people are going to nuke that character, and they're probably going to get killed, because you're not going to be able to heal them without being able, well, unless you can cleanse this. But yeah, overall, I think she is going to be great for PvP. My favorite character aesthetically as well. Definitely a must-have for me. Now, the only thing is, like I said, campaign. None of this really helps you in campaign. I guess you could say if she goes down in campaign, she's going to nuke the boss or whatever knocked her down. But she doesn't bring like anything else she's just going to be doing a lot of auto attacks. Anti-heal's not going to probably be that important. So other than the big nuke when she gets knocked down, she's not got much going for her for the campaign. But I really like this kit for PvP, and like I said, I think she's going to be a character that I want to target on reroll. Target her for reroll, or Tiamat. Whoever get her or Tiamat, get one of them on reroll, and then use that banner that I showed in on my first video for this, where you can select a character from the beginner banner that you want to get. So I get one of the two, and then I get the other one on the beginner banner. So that's kind of my plan there. But yeah, definitely an amazing character, amazing kit. I'm wondering how they may change it here, because maybe they'll make, because the one thing is I'm hoping they make her have a little bit of viability in PvE a little more, because yeah, she's only going to be she's just strictly PvP. So other than that, I really like this kit. It is definitely high risk, high reward, because if they can get her out of the field, you lose a lot of capabilities if she's killed off pretty quickly, because she can die very easily because she drains her HP here and all that. So it'll be a little tricky. I'll see how we'll have to kind of test her out when we actually have the game released on this type of stuff. But I think she's going to be a monster in PvP and just look good doing it. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like my content, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.